What's body cracking YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing something a little different. I've been wanting to do one of these videos for a long time. I'm going to have two of these videos. We're going to have a weapons and a legends tier list. And I could not be more excited to give you guys my opinions on what legends I think are the best and what guns I think are the best. We're going to start off with the guns only because I'm going to save the legends tier list until season 12 because obviously new legend, extra legend to add to the tier list. There is no new gun that I know of, so we're just going to smash this tier list out. And I've got one that's pretty darn accurate. It's got hop-ups and everything, so I don't know if we're going to use the hop-ups or we're just going to go off a base gun. But hope you guys do enjoy. Let's jump over to the tier list. I'm excited. Let's run it. All right, here we go. I'm excited to do this tier list. I've been wanting to do one of these for such a long time, and I feel like it's appropriate to start with the weapons tier list first, only because I don't think we're getting a new gun in Season 12. So we're going to do the Legends tier list after I play a little bit of Mad Maggie and see where I think she fits on the list. We do have different tiers, obviously. You know, it's a tier list. The more you know. Pretty crazy, right? But we have God tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, hot doo-doo. Now, the God tier weapons are going to be the care pack weapons because they are in there for a reason. They are the best guns in the game. They are the guns that are broken or have, had a high pick rate. They were too versatile and Apex didn't know, or Respawn didn't know what to do with them. Kraber, best gun in the game. Obviously, if someone on your team is good with this gun and they have it, it's an instant W. That shit is locked in. And if you lose that, well, I'd get new friends to play with. I'd mainly just replace the person that was using the Kraber because they suck.
You suck!
But yeah. G7 Scout, it is a versatile gun, double tap, great just for shredding shields. I personally like the single fire more, and I love using it at close quarters too. If you can use the gun close quarters, it's still really good. Obviously range is preferred, use, but it's great for both. Alternator, this gun was amazing even before it was in the care pack. It was versatile as hell. If you couldn't find an R9 or a 301 and all you had was an alternator, you were still okay for a couple of zones and for a couple of fights until you could find a 301 or R9. And honestly, with the disruptor rounds, it's just busted. If I have a shotgun, I will drop my shotgun and pick up the alternator because I love it that much. The Spitfire, obviously it's there for a reason because of how broken it was. I think there is another LMG that deserves to be in there, but we'll go over that soon. I think it will be in the care package for a long time, unless they switch it out for the LMG that I think deserves to be in there. And if, you're probably saying it in your head right now because you probably already know what it is. All right, we are going to start with the repeater. We're going to go from left to right, so from the repeater all the way down to the Wingman. Now, the repeater, I'm going to put it in the A tier. Reason being is because it's not a Wingman, but it is still really good. It's a versatile gun, and I really think that if the Wingman wasn't in the game, it would be an S tier weapon, 100%. But the Wingman just shits all over it still. Wingman's great for long range, medium range, close quarters. This gun is the same, but it does struggle in close quarters a lot more than the Wingman. It's got decent hip fire, but it's obviously not built for close quarters. So if you can't, if you can run a Wingman over it, that's what I prefer. The bow check. I'm going to put the bow check in the B tier class. The reason being is because it's obviously not as good as it was when it first came out. When it first came out, it was absolutely busted. Next level broken. Probably it deserved to be in the care pack next to the Kraber because of how busted it was. Now though, it is balanced, but its ammo is really hard to find. And the only way you can get your ammo back is if you kill people or you miss your shot and you can go run up to it and pick the arrow up again. That is why it's going into B tier because of how hard it is to find the ammo. But if it was more common, I think it'd be higher on the tier list personally because it's still a really good gun. The Car SMG, the new addition to the Apex games. This gun was broken in Titanfall. So I knew it was going to be good when it came out in Apex, but they changed this gun forever and they made it work for the BR. And that's why it's going in the S tier. Why? Because it can hold light ammo or heavy ammo and it is insanely good. it is really, really good. And if you think otherwise, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say you're wrong, because it is just a nutty gun. Absolutely crazy. It is versatile as hell, and it is just, I've got nothing else to say more than it is busted, and it is just a great gun to have. It shits all over the R9. I'm sorry, but it does. Again, this is just my opinion, so voice your own opinion in the comments, but I just think the car shits all over the R9. The charge rifle. It is an S tier gun. As much as I hate saying that, it is an S tier gun. It's just so good to have. If you need to upgrade your shields because your teammate is on white armor and you and someone else are on purple and almost red or blue and purple, and you need to upgrade your armors, the charge rifle is the one to do it. It is an annoying gun, yes, and I hate the gun with a passion, but I cannot say that it's not a good gun. I can't do that because it's lying. If I had to, I'd put it in. This gun is ass. I hate it so much. Please remove from the game because it ruins my life. That's what tier I put it in, but I haven't made that tier, so it's going in S tier because of how good it is. The devotion. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I'm going to put it in the B tier only because the turbocharger is what makes the gun. If you do not have turbocharger on this gun, you are probably throwing if you're running it late game and you haven't found a turbocharger yet. And when it does have turbocharger, don't get me wrong, it slaps. It is gross. But without the turbocharger, it is a very mid gun, IMO. So that's why it's going in the B tier. EVA 8. This gun was the king of Apex for a couple of seasons. It had the crown. Respawn dethroned it. Hardcore. And it is now probably the worst main shotgun in the game out of the three. We're not going to include the Mozambique because it is a starter shotgun. We'll get into that here soon. But it is definitely not the king anymore. If anything, it's the jester now. It got demoted, dethroned. You know, there was a revolution, and it got thrown off. It got thrown off the throne. Hardcore thrown off the throne. The Flatline, the best AR in the game, hands down. Amazing gun. It is S tier. It probably will end up in the care package one day, and it will be, it's a god tier gun, but because it's not in the care package, we're not putting it there. If I had an SS tier, it would be going in there. This gun is just amazing. If you have great aim and you can use this gun, use it, slap a 3X on it, thank me later, because you will be beaming kids, learn how to jitter aim, and you'll fry little Limmy, Timmy, and Jimmy before they even know what happened, and then they'll probably cry and go to bed hating Apex, but then get back on the next day, just like I do every night.
It's true.
But yeah, it's a great gun, and I think it's just very versatile. Even if you're a controller player, it is still an amazing gun for the controller players too. You know, it does have a bit of a recoil problem, but if you're a good controller player, you'll be fine. I promise. I think you'll be fine. You'll be great. The Havoc. Now, even without the turbocharger, this gun is amazing. Now, I think it is definitely better than the Devotion, only because its recoil pattern is completely different. It doesn't have such a harsh kick IMO. It does take a little longer to charge up, but once it gets going, you are winning that fight 10 out of 10 times. And if you don't, well, go hit the Kovacs, because I've got nothing for you. You suck. Just joking. That was a little harsh. Capital D colon. My bad. But it is a really good gun. I think with the turbocharger, obviously, it's nuts. We see what Timmy does with it. And I think, you know, even if it's not in Timmy's hands, this gun is still a nutty gun to use. The Hemlock. It is a burst traditionally, but you can make it single fire, and I love it in single fire. That's why I'm going to be putting it in A tier. I think this is an amazing gun. It is very underrated. I think a lot of people sleep on this gun because of how good it used to be. People think it's not as good. It's still not good, but it is. It's an amazing gun. It might not be as good as it was in season 3 and 4, but it is still really reliable and an amazing gun to use. I love this gun to bits, and I will pick it up a lot of the time, sometimes over the Flatline, because I don't have, no one's running range, and, you know, I'm running a shotgun, Hemlock, still a great combo, love it. The L-Star. It used to be an S tier, A tier gun, but now IMO. It's a B tier gun. It was broken. They nerfed it. I don't see it in arenas much anymore. You know, it's not in the BR. I don't see it personally much in the BR anymore. It's only good when it has a purple barrel on it, IMO. So it's really tough for me to put it here because it's still a decent gun, but I think the hip fire sucks on it. And I just think people not using it kind of shows how bad the gun is now to compared to what it was when they buffed it originally. Still a really good gun, but there are better energy guns like the Havoc. Longbow, S tier gun. It falls with the charge rifle. A lot of people hate it. I personally love it. I love it. I like it a lot more over the charge rifle. I think it's better than the charge rifle only because obviously the charge rifle charges up. So people can dodge it a little more, where you can peak shot with the longbow. You can't do that with the charge rifle. Someone opens the door and they're playing with you. You can't like charge rifle the door because the timer will probably come off. Where the longbow, you can. Bullets travel faster. I think it's just overall a better pick than the charge rifle IMO. But yeah, I think they're both very good guns. I just rather the longbow. Mastiff. It used to be really bad, right? But since the Eva, you know, got dethroned, I think the Mastiff kind of came up and is now an A-tier gun. I think people did sleep on it a little bit, and a lot of people complained about it. But I think people's problem with the Mastiff is they don't zoom with it, and the bullet spread, you know, obviously very widespread, and you need to zoom in with it. And it's, you know, most shotguns, all shotguns, zoom in. Don't hip fire with them unless it's the Eva. Then you'll be fine. But even then, zoom in with your shotgun and your bullet spread will be a lot tighter and you'll kill people a lot quicker. The Mastiff is still really good. And if you're a controller player, pick it up. And I promise you, you will win majority of your fights if you don't like the PK. The Mastiff is an amazing gun and I love it. Mozambique, or the Mozambiques. I don't think it's very cheeks, to be honest with you. I think it's a C tier gun. And here's why. Because if you cannot find an Eva, if you cannot find a Mastiff, and you have a car or a 301 or a Flatline, and you want a shotgun to finish a fight, and you can't find obviously the other shotguns that I mentioned, the Mozambique is the one to do it. I think it's still a really good gun, and people kind of sleep on it. And if we got hammer points, I think if it had hammer points still, it'd be a different story. I think it'd be B tier almost. But great starting gun, and I think it's very reliable for early game. P20. Oh, this gun is hot dookie. It is hot doo-doo. I didn't even have a hot doo-doo fucking tier list, but it is hot doo-doo. Like, it's steaming. Like, bro, it sucks. Now, if it did get hammer points back the same as the Mozambique, it'd be a C tier, 100%. But you'd have to find the hammer points for it to make it a C tier. If you are fighting early game and the P20 is the only gun you can find and the person's got wide armor, you'll be fine. But if they armor swap and, you know, get an R9 or something, you are losing that fight unless they suck, and then you'll probably win it. But I still don't think the P20 is a very reliable gun. So I honestly, I don't pick it up. I just run over it and pick up the light ammo to go find another gun. And that's just my opinion. I don't think it's a good gun. I think if it got hammer points back, it'd probably be a little better. But I don't know. I still don't think it'd move very far, to be honest. I think it'd be on the cusp. The Peacekeeper. This gun is the best gun in the game right now. The shotgun. Best shotgun in the game. And is taking the crown. It was the one that led the revolution and dethroned the Eva. And now the Eva has to make PK laugh, and it's the PK's jester. The PK is nuts. It is a very style gun. You know, you can show off with it a little bit, cheeky tap strafe, and it's a good gun, you know, charged up and with the choke on it. It's just a nutty gun, and I love the PK. Probably between the Mastiff and the PK, they're very close, but the PK is better than the Mastiff. Yeah, PK is just great. It hits hard. It's really versatile. I just love it, bro. It's such a good shotgun. It really is. The Prowler. Woo-wee. If this list had an SS tier a Prowler would be in it. It is nuts, bro. If you're a controller player and you want a gun to absolutely fry kids with and make them rage hard, pick up the Prowler, because I promise you, you will win majority of your fights. It is such a nutty gun. Even if you're mouse and keyboard, the recoil's a little weird on mouse and keyboard. I do have to say I've noticed that, but it's still really good. And this gun is just amazing. I love using this gun. If I can, if I can't find a shotgun and I don't want to run the Mozambique, I will use my Prowler as a shotgun and a close quarters gun. It is nuts. I love it. The 301. Now, this is hard for me, but I'm going to put it in the A tier. Reason being is because of the Flatline is there. If the Flatline was in the care pack, it would be in the S tier. But because the Flatline is on the ground and it is there, and it is an easier gun to use than the Flatline, it is going in the A tier. It's still really good, do not get me wrong, but the Flatline is better in every single way. It hits harder, faster time to kill IMO. I just think it's a better gun overall. It's still a reliable gun in the 301, but I'll use the Flatline over it any day of the week. Now, we were talking about the car earlier, saying it shits all over the 9. The 9 is still a good gun. It is an A tier gun. It is a great gun. And if you don't like the car, then use your R99. I'm not going to judge you. I just personally like the car more. And I think it shits all over it in the sense of, being more versatile, faster TTK. It's just so good. I love it to bits. It's a great gun. And the R9 just doesn't feel the same since the car came out. So I'm putting the R9 in the A tier. The Rampage. We said there was a gun that should replace the Spitfire in the care pack. Well, this is the gun. This gun is insane. Dude, I don't know what they thought when they brought out the Rampage, but this gun is insanely broken. If you load a thermite into this thing, you are shitting on kids. No joke. They have no chance. This thing busts down doors. It's just insane. Even when it doesn't have the thermite in it, it is just shitting all over kids. If you can just tap, 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 and instead of just holding it down, it's just, you'll be fine. You will shit on kids. And, oh, mate, it's such a good gun. It peeves me off because the charge rifle, it's like the charge rifle. Charge rifle annoys me, but it's a good gun. And I hate to put it in the S tier, but it's where it belongs. The Re. I'm going to put the Re in the C tier only because it is another Mozambique situation. If you can't find a car or an R9, the Re will do its job and it will shite on kids. It will just roll kids. I am not going to lie. It's a good gun. It's pretty fucking fun to use too. It's just a good starting gun. If you can run a Mozambique and a Re, I think you'll end up with a couple of kills and you can probably swap guns and find another better gun later on down the line. Really reliable gun. I like it a lot. Sentinel. I'm putting the Sentinel in the B tier. Personally, I don't mind the gun. I just feel like there are better sniper rifles, Kraber, charge rifle, longbow. But the Sentinel is still a really good gun. I don't mind it. I did have the same bug the Rampage did not long ago. I don't know. It's a good gun. It's a fun gun to use. But yeah, I still think it's a B tier weapon, as I said, because there is the longbow, the charge rifle, and the Kraber. So that's why it's going in the B tier. Triple take. I'm going to put the triple take on the A tier. Is it as good as the longbow and the charge rifle? It's very close. It's definitely on the cusp of S tier. Though the longbow and the charge rifle are still there, and I think they are better than the triple take. The triple take is still very reliable, and if you like the triple take over those other two guns, a fair call. It's still a really good gun. As I said, it's on the cusp, but I definitely think it's not all the way there. I think it's very close. Like, I'm talking very close to S tier, but I think it's still an A tier gun. It does its job. It cracks people, it farms damage, but the longbow and the charge rifle are there. So I think that's why it's ending up in the A tier. The Vault. It is going into S tier. This gun is mind-boggling good. It is the best SMG in the game. It shits over the car. It shits over the R9. I don't think it's going to start. I wouldn't say it shits over the Prowler IMO if you're on controller player. But even the Vault on the controller, insane gun. Easy mode, bro. The Vault is an easy mode gun and it does its job so well. It is a versatile gun. It can beam from range. It can beam close quarters. It is just an insane gun to use. And it's my favorite, and I mean my favorite gun in the game. I will use the Vault over the Flatline, over the 301, over the car. I love the Vault. I will cry if they nerf the Vault, because I love the Vault so much. I could not emphasize that enough. It's so good, and I don't think it's gonna lose its crown anytime soon. To be honest with you, the Wingman, obviously, classic gun. You know, it's been in the gun since day one. You know. It's just been here. It's always been good, you know. Skull Piercer, 2-tapping kids, you know. It got nerfed. It got nerfed. It got nerfed again. It got nerfed again. But yet, it is still S tier because it is such an insane gun, bro. If you are good with the Wingman, and you can run Wingman, PK, Wingman, Mastiff, your inventory is so set, it is not funny. We saw how Hal used it in ALGS a couple of days ago. Bro, it is nuts. It is an SS tier gun at heart, but I don't have an SS tier list. It's the king, you know. It is so good. It's just a versatile gun. And if you can run, as I said, the Wingman and a shotgun, you have heals for days. I'm not even joking. You only need 60 bullets in your inventory, along with a stack of 16 shotgun, and you're fine for the rest of the game. Vibing big time. Now, this is a long list, man. I was not expecting to be recording this long, but I wanted to go into depth as much as I could. You know, this is the first tier list I did, so it might be a little dodgy, but I tried my best, and I really thought it turned out well. You know, I think my tier list is very fair, and I think it turned out well, and I really think we'll do another one when the time comes around. You know, we're going to be getting patch notes soon, so we'll see some guns get nerfed maybe, some guns get buffed, some guns come out of the care package. So we might do another tier list at the end of next season. But I think for this time being, this tier list will be the tier list for a long time, unless the car gets a nerf and, you know, the R9 moves up or the Vault gets a nerf and it moves down to B tier or A tier. As I said, I will cry hardcore if that happens. You know, the Wingman will probably always be an S tier gun. I think as I said, this list will probably sit here for a while. But let me know what you guys thought of the tier list, and if you guys think it was the right call. You know, what would you change? I will link this list down in the description. If you guys want to go make your own tier list, at me on Twitter, show me your changes, and I'll try and compare them. You know, I like hearing people's opinions and telling me what you guys think, and you know, what would you change? And do you think we should do a site tier list next? Is that a possibility? And we'll throw some gameplay after it, because I don't think that one would take too long. But I think that's a possibility. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to like the video if you did. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Stay safe, YouTube. Bye-bye.